Today I'm here with Dr. Olivia, and we're diving into a topic that hits home for a lot of people: how to win your girlfriend or wife back. So, if you're one of those guys who's tried everything to get your ex back and nothing's worked, hang in there, because today's conversation might completely change the way you see this. And to help us with that, I brought in an expert. She's helped hundreds of men win back their ex girlfriends and even ex wives. Welcome, Dr. Olivia Miller.
Hello, it's a pleasure to talk to you, Rebecca. So, the end of a relationship really is a bereavement, and many men end up suffering too much from this process. After all, as much as people normalize relationship endings, the truth is that an important person is leaving our lives. And look, this is a really strong topic, because when a relationship ends, what I see most are guys trying everything from sending gifts to staying in the famous zero contact, without knowing that in fact this can make the situation much worse.
But Olivia, how does it usually go? Do most guys just assume that when their ex says it's over, there's no going back? Or do they chase after their wives or girlfriends too hard? You actually believe that no matter the reason for the breakup, it's still possible to win her back. Can you explain that?
Look, to answer your first question, it depends a lot on each relationship, on how that relationship ended. Some men still love their wives or girlfriends very much after they've broken up, and for various reasons they end up not looking for them anymore because they think they've made up their minds, when in fact things aren't quite like that. But in most of the cases I follow, I see the men doing everything wrong, running after her like a dog, all in love. And that's where the problem lies, you see. The thing is, few men know that there's a specific way to activate the right emotional triggers in your ex's brain. And no, it has nothing to do with begging her to come back, texting her, or trying to look like an alpha male out of the blue. The secret lies in the neurological emotional triggers.
Hold on a second. Neurological emotional triggers? Can you break that down for us a little more?
Of course, these are specific stimuli that activate neurotransmitters in her brain. There are two in particular that neurologists Lindsay and Donald from the University of Edinburgh in Scotland have discovered are always present in happy couples. And many guys are using these triggers on their ex-girlfriends and ex-wives, regardless of how long they've been apart.
Olivia, but I want to know, how does someone actually use that in real life? Like, what does that look like in practice?
Then there's the case of a guy called Noah, who applied exactly this method and managed to win back his ex in just 11 days. And it wasn't luck. It was pure science. He followed the step-by-step method we worked on together, and by activating the right triggers, his ex began to miss him and want him back without him having to force anything, in a very natural way.
All right, but now you've got to share at least one of those secrets. Come on, give us a little teaser.
Look, there's a fatal mistake that most guys make. It seems like a small thing, but it destroys relationships. This mistake makes the woman lose her desire to be with the guy, even if she still has feelings for him. And what's worse, most don't even realize they're doing it.
Oh my gosh, now I'm really curious, and I bet everyone watching is thinking the same thing. Wait, did I make that mistake too?
Exactly. I've prepared a complete piece of content explaining how this technique works, the emotional triggers, and how any guy can reverse a breakup even if it seems impossible. A lot of people have asked me how emotional neurological triggers work after watching the podcast I did on Swipecast. So let's cut to the chase and get straight to the point. Well, first let me introduce myself. My name is Olivia Miller. I'm a couples therapist with over 8 years' experience. I have a degree in psychology from the University of Edinburgh in Scotland and a postgraduate diploma in clinical hypnosis from the Universidad Complutense de Madrid in Spain, and fortunately I've helped hundreds of couples to win their exes back. And today I'm going to show you how you can win back your ex for good, without having to beg, humiliate yourself, or send gifts. To show you how you can do it quickly, I'm going to tell you Noah's story. Pay attention, because the short story I'm about to tell you contains the secret you need to win back your ex. Noah had been in a relationship for 5 years that seemed solid to him, but without realizing it, things gradually changed. The conversations were no longer the same, the moments together were becoming rare, and the displays of affection were diminishing. He thought it was just a phase, that everything would return to normal with time. But one day, without any major fights or arguments, his girlfriend called to talk. In a calm but decisive tone, she said that she wasn't happy anymore. She missed the connection they had at the beginning. He didn't see any future for the two of them, and that he had tried but couldn't go on any longer. Noah's plug fell in. He tried to argue, to say that everything could get better, that they just needed some time. But her decision had already been made. He spiraled into guilt and regret, trying to find a way to reverse the situation. Like many men who want to win her back, he did everything. He sent her flowers, gifts, chocolates, wrote statements, asked friends to talk to her. He even tried the famous zero contact, going weeks without talking to her. But nothing worked. In desperation, he even paid $2,000 for a binding spell. a spell to bring love back. And as you can imagine, that didn't work either. But it was in the 5th month after the breakup that he hit rock bottom. One night, scrolling through the stories of one of his ex's friends, he saw a scene that dashed his hopes. In the background of the photo, there she was, kissing another guy. It was a shock, a punch in the stomach. The pain he felt at that moment was indescribable. Not knowing what to do and not having the strength to face it alone, Noah decided to turn to a friend, Benjamin, someone who had already been through a similar situation and whom I had helped save the relationship. Benjamin, seeing Noah's state, insisted that he talk to me. But there was a problem. Up to that point, I had only worked helping women win back their ex-boyfriends. I had never done this with a man. Even so, Benjamin trusted my work so much that he wouldn't take no for an answer. He believed in it so much that he did something unexpected. He paid for Noah's mentoring.
I started to really worry about Noah. As hard and painful as breakups are, his behavior wasn't normal. It seemed like nothing else made sense in his life. I've been friends with Noah since I was 14, and I felt obliged to help him.
And Noah, seeing no other way out, accepted. He said I was his last hope. On our first Zoom call, as soon as he started talking, Noah collapsed. He cried. He said he couldn't take any more of that anguish, that tightness in his chest, so I listened carefully. And when he finished, I said exactly what he needed to hear. Noah, every relationship ends when the attraction ends. If you restore that attraction, it comes back to you quickly. He looked at me doubtfully, but he decided to listen to me all the way. I've explained why this happens, and that's what I'm going to explain to you now. In the brain, we have an area called the limbic system, which is responsible for attraction and human emotions. This area of the brain reacts to some specific triggers that generate some neurotransmitters. Don't be alarmed, it's quite simple. Neurotransmitters are responsible for emotions and feelings. And in the case of any reconquest, the most important are just 2 of them. The dopamine responsible for attraction, and the oxytocin responsible for love. I showed him a study carried out in 2010 by neurologists Lindsay and Donald from the University of Edinburgh in Scotland, which analyzed divorce data from American couples. This study examined the brains of couples who were getting on well and other couples who were about to break up. They noticed that the brains of happy couples work in a certain way. The brains of couples in love had a certain proportion of dopamine and oxytocin, while those in a bad relationship no longer had these neurotransmitters in the correct proportion. In other words, if she's broken up with you, it's because she no longer perceives you as an attractive person. Her lack of interest may have been due to betrayal, because you have a habit that bothers her a lot, because of fights, because of financial problems, because of interference from third parties, because of routine, because of excessive jealousy, or because of physical or emotional distance. It doesn't really matter why it happened. What matters most is that it can be reversed. And better still, you can get your ex back quickly and easily. And it doesn't matter what happened in your relationship, if she's with someone else or if she's in another city. I showed him a simple way to win back any ex using a technique called neurological emotional triggers. And if you think I just pulled this out of my hat at the moment of the mentoring, you're wrong. At that point, I had already helped hundreds of people win back their exes. And yes, I postponed this mentoring for more than 3 weeks to find something that works to win a woman back, regardless of how it ended, and also to give Noah a solution to his case. These emotional triggers solve the problem of loss of attraction in a very effective way, because it causes the most primitive parts of your ex's brain to generate the neurotransmitters needed to win her back, which are dopamine and cytokine. The best part of all this is that the feelings of happiness and security generated by these hormones are associated with you by your ex, meaning that she will get closer to you than she did at the start of the relationship. The neurological emotional triggers, DEN, is a scientific and proven way of winning back your ex, which will act directly on the emotional part of her brain and will make her feel all the positive emotions that will make her come back to you needing your attention, affection, and sex. These emotional triggers make her take emotional and irrational actions to get you back. After I explained all this to Noah, he still spent 3 days thinking about whether or not to apply it, thinking that she would disappear forever, but he still tried. After all, he'd tried everything, and his result was extraordinary. After 5 days, he came back to tell me that he was 100% sure that she was really into him again. Her attraction began to grow, but let him tell you that himself.
Man, if I had to sum it all up in one word, it'd be gratitude. Olivia is just amazing. She helped me so much. I was going through a rough patch, not gonna lie. It's tough to even talk about. So, I'd been in this relationship for years, right? Everything seemed stable. Yeah, we had our fights, like everyone does, but it was quiet, subtle, and I didn't even notice it was falling apart. She was giving me all the signs, but I just didn't see it. Now I get it. But back then, man, I was completely lost. When I finally realized what was happening, It was almost too late. That's when I started using these emotional triggers. Honestly, I didn't really know what I was doing. I wasn't expecting much, but it worked. Thank God it worked. Something shifted. She started noticing me again. I could feel the difference in her. We started talking again, laughing. It felt like we were us again. It was wild, like a miracle, honestly. She started looking at me the way she did back when we first started dating. That connection? It came back strong. Since then, man, it's just gotten better and better. Every day, I feel like she's even more connected, more present. Our relationship feels light, real, natural. I never thought we could get back here. But now I see it. Understanding emotions, really tuning in. That changed everything. And Olivia, if you ever hear this podcast, I seriously don't even know how to thank you.
I didn't think the emotional triggers would work so well so quickly. Noah's comeback lasted 11 days, and I was very happy for him, because they were a happy couple again. But that's not the end of the story. 2 months later, Noah sent me a message saying that he was having the time of his life, and that I needed to show the neurological emotional triggers to other men who were also suffering, who really wanted to get their women back. But at that moment, my therapy schedule was full, and I didn't have any time to devote to such an in-depth program on winning back women. But he was insistent. I spent almost 3 months receiving messages from him telling me to do this program, and he ended up convincing me that it would be a great idea. So I spent weeks recording lessons, step by step, and that's how the Definitive Reconquest method was created, an online training where you'll learn how to use the neurological emotional triggers method. You'll discover how to use these super emotional triggers to reestablish lost attraction and get your ex back to you quickly. What will happen in a short time may seem unbelievable now, but it has already happened to many guys who have followed this method. You'll be sitting on the sofa, watching a movie, while she strokes your head. You'll hear her say that she misses you, that she's happy by your side again. Even if it seems impossible today, even if you haven't spoken for months or even years, once you understand how to rekindle the emotional connection between you, everything will change quickly. Even if you've cheated on her, even if you've done something stupid that you think can't be fixed, even if she has you blocked on all her social networks, or is with someone else. And you can rest assured that after using these emotional triggers, just like Noah, I will help many other men win back their exes, like William, who had been separated for over 2 months and was about to sign the divorce.
Hi Olivia, how are you? I wanted to give you some feedback on what happened after I started using your method to win her back. As you already know, I spent 2 months separated from her, we were practically signing the divorce, and I hadn't seen my daughters for over a month. A few days after I started using the method, she came to me to talk and asked me to come home. We've been living together again for over a month now, and I'm very happy with my family. Thank you very much.
Colby had tried everything: zero contact, YouTube techniques, talking to his family, begging, and many other things. He'd been trying to win her back for over 3 months, but after applying the emotional triggers, he got her back in 8 days.
Hello, Olivia. I had tried everything to win her back, zero contact and various other techniques. I even tried lashing out, just so you know how focused I was on getting back with that woman. It took 3 months of begging for her until I found these emotional triggers, and then I started using this method, right? And then, to give you an idea, it took 5 days for her to get back to normal with me. In a matter of a week, we were back together for good. Now we're happier than ever, thank God, because it was a lot of suffering. I never thought I'd be able to be with her again. I only have you to thank, Olivia. Thank you so much. You saved my relationship.
And what about Liam, whom you managed to win back in 7 days?
I cheated on her, and a few days later we broke up. Weeks later, she got into another relationship, and I was devastated. I had tried everything to get back together, but the more I tried, the more she seemed to dislike me. And that's when I learned about Olivia's method, and it only took 7 days for her to come back to me in love and dump the guy. Thank you very much, Olivia, from the bottom of my heart.
I could spend hours here showing you all the cases I've helped. But the question you're probably asking yourself right now is, where can I find this scientific method to buy it? Before I tell you where to buy it and how much it will cost, let me take the weight off your shoulders. Today I'm giving you an unconditional 30-day guarantee. You'll be able to test everything without any financial risk for 30 calendar days. In other words, if you don't see any changes within 30 days, just ask for your money back. I'm doing this because I trust this method, and I'm willing to take all the risk for you. I'm also giving you 4 free gifts worth over $250. I'll tell you what these bonuses are in a moment. Now I have a question for you. Do you understand that every second you do the wrong things, make the wrong decisions, your ex moves further away from you? It may sound like a terrible thing to say, but it's true. Many men feel that by looking for their ex, they spoil things even more, and by doing so in a heartbroken, overly sentimental way, they drive them away for good. The question is, how much does it cost you to get rid of that feeling by having her back in your arms? How much does it cost to have a happy, healthy relationship with the woman you love? How much does it cost to win her back for good? Look, I remember that to show Benjamin this, I charged him $2,500 for the mentoring, and I consider that to be a fair price. But today I'm not going to charge you that because I want to do this with democratic knowledge. Today, to take advantage of this unique guarantee, get all the bonuses for yourself, and start using a unique method that will really get your ex back. And in love, you won't need to pay $2,500, $1,500, $1,000, or even $500. Today, you can buy the method of definitive reconquest for just $37. This is practically just $1 a day. Less than a beer at the weekend, less than a pizza a month. So click on the button below this video now and buy the method to win back your life and enjoy an unconditional 30-day guarantee. It's a 30-day trial, so you can watch all the content, start applying it with your ex, and watch her fall in love with you. Now, what special bonuses will you get for buying today? Bonus 1. Social unblocking. I've received a lot of complaints from men who are blocked on social networks, and I've created this bonus to show you step by step what to do when you're blocked. And I'm telling you, there's no point in asking her to unblock you or asking a relative to talk to her. The best way is to follow these steps so that you have the best chance of being unblocked and getting back to her. This bonus has already been sold for $47. Bonus 2. What to do if she's in a relationship. If she got into a relationship soon after you broke up, this is the bonus you need. A step-by-step guide on what to do if she's with someone else. This could easily be sold for $57. Bonus 3. Techniques for talking to your ex in person. Here you'll learn conversation techniques based on emotional triggers to win her back for good. That way, you won't make any mistakes when she's in front of you. You'll talk to her in a way that increases her attraction and makes her feel the uncontrollable urge to jump into your arms. That's for $97. You'll talk to her in a way that increases her attraction and makes... And bonus 4. 7 steps to speed up your reconquest. After several cases, we discovered 7 ways to speed up your reconquest even more. This bonus came from observing several cases of reconquests that went much faster than usual. The men who won her back in 5 days did so unconsciously, and if you want her in your arms next week, you need this information. This usually costs you $57. Together, these bonuses are worth more than you $155, and you're earning it. Now, as soon as you click on the orange button below this video, you'll land on a page for a 100% secure payment platform. There, you'll enter your name and email address and select your payment method. On the card, you will enter your details and confirm the purchase. Rest assured that I don't have access to any of your personal data. As soon as you've paid, you'll land on the training's thank you page, where I have an important message for you. So, if you still have doubts, click on the orange button and take advantage of this no-obligation 30-day trial of the training. You now have 2 clear decisions ahead of you. First decision, you continue to stand there, directionless and doing everything wrong, thinking about her every day, running the risk of seeing her with someone else for good, with the chance of losing her forever. Or the second decision, which I think is a smart one. You can buy the only functional win-back training based on emotional triggers and increase your ex's attraction once and for all, and see her loving you again like never before. So, if you really want her back, tap the orange button now, get the training, and have her back in the next few days. Oh, one more thing. Let me answer some of the frequently asked questions I get. Olivia, what if the training isn't for me and I want a refund? Don't worry, you don't have to rely solely on me for that. As I said, your payment will be received by the platform, a very secure platform that has processed thousands of online payments. All you have to do is request your refund there. Then the platform will take care of everything for you. My ex and I broke up a year ago. Will it work for me? With emotional triggers, you can reestablish attraction regardless of how long you've been broken up with. And in some cases, spending a long time apart can even be better, because it gives her brain time to reboot. The training works for long-standing breakups. We live in different cities or states. Does it work for me? Yes, it does. Emotional triggers are direct stimuli, and you can do this remotely via social media. And if you're blocked on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, don't worry, because I'm giving you the bonus, social unblocking, so you know what to do when you're blocked. Does it work if I see her every day or if we live together? Yes. In person, you can apply the emotional triggers, and if you see her often, you can win her back faster than normal if you apply the emotional triggers correctly. When and where do I receive the product? You will receive the product immediately after payment confirmation, and the platform will send you an access link by email. Can I watch the training classes on Mac, PC, iPhone, or Android? Yes, you can watch the training from anywhere, from any device. All you need is internet. I'm still not convinced it works. Well, I'm not going to tell you that it works. I'm going to show you that it has worked for several people. Take a look at these testimonials.
Wow, Olivia, I'm so happy. You have no idea how well your method works. It's helped me with everything I need to do. I'll be eternally grateful to you. You showed me the right way and helped me win her back.
I insisted on getting back with her in many ways and only pushed her further away from me. And after starting to apply her training, she's running after me. It's bizarre.
And the stuff really worked. Boy, 2 weeks into it and she's finally running after me. Incredible, I confess I didn't believe it anymore. Thank you, Olivia, thank you very much.
Still in doubt? Emotional triggers work for all types of breakups. It doesn't matter how you are with your ex today. Make the right decision now and win her back once and for all. You have 30 days to test the whole method and find out if it's for you or not. In those 30 days, you'll already see your ex change completely. Tap the orange button now and buy the training and get her back before the guarantee runs out.